What is good, y'all? It's your boy Taylor, and we are back with another CCB podcast video. You know what I'm saying? We are back, and like I said in the last video, the pretty much the less discussed video, I sat there and said that this video was supposed to be last week, but scheduling problems had popped up, and then we ended up just moving it. Go ahead and originally go back to the original plan of doing week 5 midway of the season type deal. So, without further ado, we are ready to go ahead and make this video for y'all and get this video out the way. We got a couple of topics to talk about, and I'm kind of mad, or well, not mad, but upset that my computer sat there and lost my original notes. So we're pretty much going to be scattering on just 2 topics, and the last topic, which Brother Jariah is going to talk about briefly, is going to be about video games, or I don't know the topic originally, but this is what Brother Jariah is going to do. Also, we have our guest, our special guest, which is again my father. He's going to be talking with us about college football wise. And well, the 2 topics that are about college football. But without further ado, here's Brother Jariah to explain the 3rd and last topic.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all been living under a rock, some of y'all have. That boy Jim Ryan, that boy finna retire. Thank God, because boy, that man been trash for Sony, bro. Y'all been taking L's for about 2 years now. That boy about to retire soon, and I think it's a good thing for Sony, because boy, I don't
See, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even know who that was at first. I'm sitting there like, what the freak? Who the heck is that? But let's go ahead and get to the first topic. Let's try to get this phone call going. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to freaking even press the phone button, the call button. I mean, but. Let's go ahead and get to this first topic. We're trying to wait on our special guest to get in. And, you know what I'm saying? We are looking into the situation with Deion Sanders primetime. He is currently 3-2. Last week, he lost to Oregon. It was a bad loss, but we all knew that it was going to happen, right? And with Travis Hunter being a factor, they confessed they were not prepared. They were not prepared enough. They was trying to get them prepared, but they wasn't prepared enough, right? And I just feel like with that video that we saw, that I made with Brother Jariah, about the three other coaches, they were undefeated after that week. After Saturday, they ended up being undefeated, and we made a video saying about our reasons and the reason, the why supporting Deion Sanders, and the pretty much the history of his coaching job and how far that it took him to get there, and that, you know, the coaches that they talked about were already in the head coaching job way before Deion Sanders even hit Jackson State. Now, as week 5 is gone, they did actually better than they would have thought, that everybody would have thought against USC. And the reason why I say that, because look at the stats. Shedeur Sanders actually almost made a comeback for that team. And yes, he did have a little help with this true freshman wide receiver, which he was phenomenal. Him, Jimmy Horn, Wiley, or I can't really think of number 10 name. I keep forgetting his name, but number 10, they have actual weapons, and But Marion Williams, he was actually doing his thing, and he was one of the biggest factors on why Colorado was actually almost coming back in the game. And that's when everyone sat there. Once they did that, right? Once that happened, I felt like that's when they sat there and came back in that game to where they felt like, oh, it's time to get back on the Deion Sanders train. If y'all would have hopped off the Deion Sanders train after week 4 against Oregon, yeah, you don't have the right to try to hop back on that train no more. Because I haven't stopped believing in Deion Sanders and what he's trying to do. Because they almost beat USC from coming back from behind. They almost. But they got another game, which is Arizona State. And here's our special guest on the situation. We're talking about the Colorado USC game. I just want to see what's your output on how you feel about what's going to go down for Deion Sanders.
First of all, thank y'all for having me on again. My take on it, man, is the more and more you dig a little bit deeper about what Coach Prime has got going on at Colorado, you begin to see that it's genuinely for the players. Given the fact of believe it or not, I actually personally met Deion Sanders. And what he's talking about right now, he's been talking about that for a long time. When I coached at Stillman, I coached with a guy named Dedrick Dodd, and he played with Coach Prime not only at Florida State, but at for the San Francisco 49ers. And one day Coach Prime came over and we all sat down and talked or whatever. And the same talk that he's talking now, man, is the same talk he was talking. That was back in 2013, I think it was. So, like I said, man, what he got going on and what could potentially happen because of the USC game, especially considering the fact that he got another guy that just committed to him that was originally going to USC before the game. He decommitted from USC and went to committed to Colorado. And if I'm not mistaken, he's supposed to be just like Travis Hunter. So, man, that's going to be tough, man.
All right, so, and Jeffrey, how do you feel on this situation?
I ain't gonna lie. Some of this, I think we kind of talked about this last episode. Some of this hatred that y'all got for Deion is crazy because it don't have nothing to do with football. Like, it's wild. Like, y'all really just hating on this man because he's trying to turn an organization around that only won one game last year. Like, they lost to they lost to Oregon, and y'all started talking crazy. I already knew they wouldn't beat Oregon. I already knew that. I'm not delusional.
Everybody knew it. As soon as Travis Hunter got hurt, and I don't mean to cut you off, but as soon as Travis Hunter got hurt, and a couple of players on the defensive side that were phenomenal for Colorado got hurt, we kind of knew. And of course, their offensive line, they got to get better. They just got to get better. But you can continue.
Then I wasn't delusional when I said that they was. I said it was gonna be a close game. I thought it was gonna lose by 10. You know what I'm saying? They tried to come back at the end. They still lost. And it's just crazy because y'all really hang on this man Deion. Because I really don't know where the hate is coming from. Where do y'all believe this hatred is coming from? Like, I personally don't understand it.
May I interject, Brother Gerard, man? Where it's coming from, man, and I want to make sure I be very, very clear. It's not necessarily having anything to do with race. All right, let's make sure we throw that out there. All right, I think it's deeper than that. to the point where he went outside of the norm of what every college Division I college football coach does, and he's promoting his team. He's making sure the guys get their bag. You know, he's doing everything, you know, outside of what the traditional college football coach normally does. That makes sense what I'm saying? So a lot of people are not liking the success that they have. But I am going to say this right here. Anybody don't remember, the GOAT, Nick Saban, went 7-6 in his first year at Alabama. Just keep that in mind. You know, and a lot of people try to forget that we lost to the University of Louisiana Monroe at home in Nick Saban's first year. So to be 1-11 last year, and they got 2 extra ball games than what they had this year. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm still predicting, and I talked to Tave about this. I'm still saying that Colorado was going to a bowl game this year. And to turn around and go from being 1-11 and going to a bowl game when nobody had faith in anything you did, that says a lot about what he does.
Which I totally agree. So now we're going to transition into the next topic, which pretty much is continuing from the recent video that me and Brother Jariah did on the podcast. We're pretty much going to talk about these teams that, you know, they're sitting there saying, oh, they're just a basketball school. Well, this week they really got showed that they are a basketball school, because like I said in the last video, I sat there and said that the storm is coming. Kansas lost to Texas. Syracuse lost to a 2-2 Clemson Tigers at their home stadium. And they would sit there and say, yeah, Syracuse probably gonna handle business with Clemson. No, Clemson flipped the script on them. Now, the last 2 teams that are undefeated from the teams that we was talking about in that video is Maryland and Penn State, which, ironically, those 2 teams got to play each other. And I think I said that in that video. I think I said that Maryland and Penn State going to have to play each other. And one of those teams is going to have to lose. So, which that means that they're not going to be undefeated no more. Then Penn State got to roll. If Penn State do win, and I'm going to say this, it's going to be crazy, but I think Maryland might beat Penn State, regardless of the fact on how y'all feel. I just think Maryland is going to just be too much for Penn State. 1, 2. Penn State got to play Ohio State and Michigan. I think Maryland got to play Ohio State and Michigan. And I just think Maryland going to beat one of those 2 teams, which is either Ohio State or Michigan. And again, it just goes to say, y'all sitting here talking about we need to support these other 3 coaches that are black. Or well, on the post, it sat there and said we need to support these other 3 black coaches who have been in the game, the head coaching job, longer than Deion Sanders. Because I sat there and put in that video and said that Deion Sanders was coaching at high school around the same time James Franklin was at Penn State. Dino Barbers was at Syracuse, and then Maryland's head coach, I forgot his name. Loxley, yeah. He was at Maryland around the same time that Deion was a head coach, or the offensive coordinator, that I put. He is the offensive coordinator. He wasn't even the head coach. He was an offensive coordinator at a high school down there in Texas called Trinity Christian High School. where he led them to 3 state championships and went 42-3. And then he transitions to Jackson State. But this part of the segment, this part of this topic is not about Dion. It's about these teams that they sat there and hyped up. Because also one of those basketball schools was Duke. And they dropped the ball against Notre Dame. And they lost. The only teams that they're sitting here hyping up that's undefeated right now, that's a basketball school, is North Carolina. Syracuse lost. Kansas lost. Duke lost. North Carolina is the only team left. North Carolina is the only team left. And then you got Penn State. And then you got Maryland. Congrats to them being undefeated. Don't get me wrong. Congrats to them. So, Jeffrey, how do you feel on this situation?
Man, I mean, North Carolina, yeah, they undefeated. They've only won. I think they've only had one game against a person in the conference, but that's still good. I think it's this. We went over the black coaches. People saying that we should talk about the other black coaches, not just Dion. We talked about that last podcast, and I said I agree. We should talk about other successful black coaches, not just in college football, but also in the NFL. Because there aren't a lot of black coaches, black football coaches around. But I say right now the eyes are on Dion. The eyes are on Dion, seeing what he's gonna do with Colorado. Last week I said, we not thinking about y'all, and I kind of felt like that was a little disrespectful. You know what I'm saying, on my part. Because we should shine a light on African American coaches, especially ones that are doing a great job with the schools, whether they just started recently or they've been there for a very long time. So.
All right. So.
You want to hear my take real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my take on it. Until we get to the point where there's no longer a such thing as an African American coach or a white coach or whatever, and we get to the point where it's just he's a good coach. I think we focus too much. This is my personal opinion about it. We focus too much on saying and using the narrative. And I'm not saying us, but as Americans, and we focus on the narrative of being an African American coach and this and this and this and that and that. But my thing is, man, at the end of the day, I went and did some research a couple of weeks ago. Me and somebody else was talking. Penn State head coach Paterno, Joe Paterno, has 409 wins. The reason why he has 400, the next person behind him have 387. That will be Bobby Bowden. He's number 2. The reason why Petrino stopped at 409 is because, and I'm going to say this, there was an African American coach that actually had the most wins in college football with Grambling at 408, and that is the reason why Joe Paterno stayed in long enough to try to get 409, because it would always be known that there was an African American coach that had better than him, as far as like wins or whatever. And it's just my narrative, man, that, in this whole scheme of things, we focus too much on, is he a good coach, or is it because he's an African American coach? Or is it this, or is it that, or whatever the case may be? At the end of the day, it's just football, man. And it's not just football, but it's growing young men and grooming young men, and seeing what these coaches are doing. Is just so happen they just be a darker color than the other coaches that do it, and that's just my personal opinion. Doesn't matter what your color is, can you coach? And so me personally, as far as like the Dion situation, Dion came in to hype his team up. If I grew up watching prime time. I grew up watching him play. He's been flamboyant. As a matter of fact, he showed up at Florida State in college with a gold Trans Am. All right, this guy been flamboyant since he was 18 years old. All right, so with that being said, he's doing nothing more than what he normally does. It ain't my fault that the other African American coaches, and I'm saying that because we're using that narrative, don't do the same thing. They try to fit in instead of being who they are, in my personal opinion.
All right. Well, I feel like we ended up doing a great job with our takes. Of course, with my notes being lost through my laptop, we're gonna go ahead. I want to say thank to my special guest, my father, stopping by. He is currently trying to do some other stuff, so he's like kind of busy. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you get out of here. Appreciate you for stopping by and doing this podcast with us. And you got anything last remarks that you want to say?
Hey man, just thank you so much for having me, man. Like I said, for you and what you're trying to get done, man. No matter how busy I am, I'll stop and do what I need to do to try to help promote what you got going on. And like I said, other than that, the last thing I got to say is roll tide.
All right, man. Go ahead. Go ahead and get out of here, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. All right, take it easy.
All right. So now it's time for us to move on to the third and last topic of today. Jeffrey, you can go ahead and start it off for us, man. Go ahead, man.
All right. So as I said in the beginning of the podcast, Jim Ryan, who is actually the current CEO, the current CEO and president of Sony, he actually made a post stating that he will be retiring March of 2024. His main reasonings for why he's saying he's retiring, because it's difficult to juggle his life being in the UK and also being in the United States. I think that's cap. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask you what you think about this, man. What you think about this man retiring next year?
Man, I don't even know who this man is, because I'm an Xbox guy. So
that's crazy.
I'm huge. If you know me, if you really know me, if you follow me on my TikTok, you know how big of a fan that I am when it comes to Xbox. You know how big of a fan I am when it comes to Halo. It's just installed in me to just be an Xbox fan since I started playing video games back in 2003. I wasn't even old enough to be playing video games, but in 2003, I ended up started playing video games. And one of the first games that I actually played was game systems and games that I actually played, which was the original Xbox with my own copy. And till this day, I have my original copy of Halo Combat Evolved. I have my other copy, my own original copy of NCAA 06. And then, I ended up finally acquiring Ninja Gaiden. And then, Soul Calibur 2 for the original Xbox. And then I have my own original copy, or not even I don't have my own original copy, but this game is pretty much really a nostalgic type of game. But I have grabbed by the ghoulies. Like, when I say me and Xbox go way, way back, we go way back, and I'm waiting to get that sponsor, bro. I am trying my hardest to get sponsored by Xbox or even Halo themselves. So, just don't mind me when it comes to Xbox. I'm a step for Xbox. PlayStation, I I'm not gonna say I like PlayStation because you know I used to play PlayStation games, but that was only because that was the only game system that my cousins had. They were the PlayStation people. I was just out the blue with the Xbox. You know, I was the guy with the Xbox, and that's pretty much why I say that I don't know this guy. I don't know anything really about PlayStation like that. So yeah.
All right, so let me give y'all some background. So Jim Ryan, he's been with Sony since 1994. Pretty much when the gaming division pretty much started. As you know, some of y'all might not know, Sony and Nintendo at one point had a partnership to create the Nintendo PlayStation, but things happened with them. They couldn't agree. They couldn't necessarily agree on certain things, so they split. Nintendo did their own thing, and PlayStation, Sony ended up creating the Sony PlayStation. Now, Jim Ryan's, like I said, he's been with the company since 1994, but he's only been president and CEO of Sony since 2019. Now, me personally, the first game I ever played was Mortal Kombat 4 on the PlayStation 1. I was about 3 years old. I ain't know what the fuck to do with the game. I was enjoying the game, get my ass beat by my aunt. Now, I have every single PlayStation know the man. What has been released to the general public. I got every Xbox released to the general public, and that's not me trying to flex on nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's not me trying to flex and nothing like that. I'm just saying I enjoy both products. But let me say this. I think it's a good thing Jim Ryan's retiring. You know, if the reports are true that he's having, you know, a hard time balancing his life within the UK and in the United States, and after 30 years of service for Sony, he wants to retire. You know what I'm saying? You've done enough. You know what I'm saying? You've done enough. But as a CEO, I ain't gonna lie, boy, you've been garbage. You've been garbage. You've been garbage, bro. You didn't let exclude. You didn't. You're garbage. You're garbage, bro. And I'm gonna say that ain't nobody else gonna say it. Some of the practices and some of the procedures that you've been doing, boy.
Boy, you sound like you're rage when it comes to Pat Riley, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Some of the standards practices that this man has been doing, it's been garbage. You know what I'm saying? He brought bangers like Spider-Man. He brought God of War, Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? He got some bangers on the PlayStation 4. But aside from that, bro, ain't nobody playing PlayStation like that, bro. I'm just gonna be honest about it. I got a PS4, and it was collecting dust. I have a PlayStation 5 right now, and guess what? Instead of me, I've been playing God of War lately, but in that bitch is collecting dust. There's dust bunnies inside of both of them.
So what you're saying is are you trying to say that Xbox is right now on top?
Now, me personally, I'ma say PC gaming and Xbox kind of been on top. I mean, let me explain why I say that, bro. Because a lot of you Sony fanboys, y'all be getting mad when PlayStation exclusives be coming to PC and everything. Yeah, I don't know why y'all be getting mad. I really don't. I don't know why y'all be getting mad. Then y'all got mad because Starfield gonna be an Xbox exclusive. And then there's another game that's about to be an Xbox exclusive that you was getting mad about. I forgot what the game was. It's a new game that's coming out. And y'all just be getting mad for no reason. Like, I don't know what's up with y'all. Y'all been talking real crazy. Y'all, I'm gonna keep saying that y'all was talking real crazy when Microsoft was over here talking about some, we gonna buy Activision Blizzard. And then y'all was talking real crazy when Jim Ryan blocked the deal. Y'all was talking, y'all was all big boy huffing public. Yeah, Xbox ain't finna be a juggernaut. Yeah. And then just for 2 years later, Activision is with Microsoft now. Y'all been real quiet. I ain't gonna lie. No cap. Y'all been real quiet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all started getting mad about Starfield because Starfield is an Xbox exclusive. It's not coming to PlayStation. We get it in the Game Pass. People, guess what? We get it for free. See, this is Jim Ryan's fault. I'm gonna say it's Jim Ryan's fault because Microsoft was like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? You want to do? Hey, let's do a partnership. Let's get Game Pass on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Let's make the gaming atmosphere, the gaming community. Let's make it good. Let's make it right. This man Jim Ryan over here talking about some. Nah, get that out of my face. And y'all literally doing the exact same thing that Game Pass is doing. Damn near about the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all took Xbox Live and made it PS Gold because people was hacking y'all online services with the PlayStation 3. Y'all ain't slick. I remember them hacker infested Call of Duty maps and stuff. I remember them like it was yesterday. I remember for Christmas I couldn't even get online because they was hacking them. They was hacking them services. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never gonna forget. But Sony, y'all, Jim Ryan, I'm gonna say it's Sony. Jim Ryan, you're garbage. What you've been doing for Sony for the past 4 years, I don't say it's garbage, but it was mid. It was mid at best. I'm gonna say is good riddance to you, my brother. I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate what you did for Sony for 30 years, but you as CEO, president, your time is done, bro. Your time is done. It should have been done after you tried to block the Activision and Xbox merger. It should have been done, but Sony fans, they're toxic. You know what I'm saying? They're very toxic. Your time is done. You did everything you could. You've worked for 30 years in the gaming industry. You deserve a retirement. And Sony deserves a new CEO and president that can actually, do something that benefit both communities. That not benefit the gaming community, not just the Xbox and the PlayStation community, but the gaming community as a whole. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Goodbye, Jim Ryan. You got until about March, and I think they're gonna have Sony's gonna have a new intern CEO to take the responsibilities of Jim Ryan, so they can find a new CEO and a new president of Sony. So, hey, and all them console sales, and I ain't trying to hear nothing about Jim Ryan, Sony got console sales. Okay, and so, I mean, okay, y'all got 41 million Xbox, 41 number of consoles for the PS5. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations. They won on shelves during the pandemic though. They wasn't. Because y'all was having manufacturing problems because y'all don't manufacture y'all own all y'all parts for y'all consoles. And it's been like that. I said that back in the day, back when people was like, we can't find Sony consoles, or it might be because they sold out. Nah, bruh. They was having a shortage. They was having a shortage on their parts because they don't manufacture their own parts. And for Microsoft, it was business as usual. You could find an Xbox Series X or S. But yeah, bro, Jim Ryan, you cool, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations on your retirement. Congratulations on being with Sony for 30 years. Thank you for everything you've done for gaming for the past 30 years. But yeah, bro, it's time for you to go. Cause I don't think anybody else gonna say it. But yeah, I'm done with that. No cap. I'm done with it. So any other words you need to say about the topic, Detective Walker?
Well, what I was finna say was, like I said, bro, I don't even know what's going on. I'm not a huge fan of PlayStation like that, but I do see them with Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2 coming out, and then Ghost of Tsushima. I actually love that game. I wish I was able to play that game and all that type of stuff, but I seen it. God of War, phenomenal, stuff like that. But I just for me, I'ma always be an Xbox fan. I'ma always be an Xbox fan because not only that, like yeah, I'm a huge fan of Halo, but I also play Gears of War, Forza. What was the other game that they had that was like an Sea of Thieves? I actually played that.
Seafood was good too.
But Shifu is not a Xbox exclusive nor a PlayStation exclusive. It's on both platforms.
Yeah, it was at first a PlayStation exclusive, then they brought it over.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, like I said, I don't really, have anything to really say about it. But that's just me,
Yeah, what he trying to say is he don't really care about that man.
I'm not saying that. Congratulations on doing 30 plus years of being, PlayStation CEO, but it just sounds like to me like that's something that he needed to do was retire because if I guess to PlayStation viewers, PlayStation gamers, they felt like he's just running it down to the ground. And there's need to be a change, and they need to hurry up and make that change because Xbox is still currently making moves, and there are more games that's about to be coming out, and the Game Pass is just literally about to be like opening up to where Xbox be a juggernaut. Because not only that, like rumor on the street, they're trying to get Bungie back. And sorry to say this, but it sounds like they're done. They're about to be done with 343 Industries. I think they're about to be done with 343 Industries, which will be a huge thing to do, especially for Halo, because Halo is like their. I would say, their shield for God of War. And for years, God of War just been dominating. And ever since that switch over from Bungie to 343, God of War just been dominating Halo. And to be honest, with me saying that, I just feel, I say that and I be like, well, Halo is still a good game to play with. But the more and more years that when Halo come out, people are just talking bad about how Halo is not like it used to be. Halo this, Halo that. And I just wish that this rumor, if it is a rumor, I just hope that it becomes true because Bungie are the original people that made Halo and made what Halo. They are the reason that Halo is Halo, and 343 taking over that trying to wear that shoe is too big of a shoe for them to fill, and they're not feeling it. They're not feeling it, and it's just getting worse. Like, don't get me wrong, when Halo Infinite came out. And they started doing these original tape remix of stuff and having the soundtrack and all that type of stuff. It was phenomenal. But for them to not to be able to finish that game or even give us that short ass gameplay, the campaign was short. The campaign was good, but it was too short. And I don't like games. I kind of don't like games like that. It's like it feels like that 343 is just not telling a story. They're just trying to get the game out. They're not caring about storytelling. They're just trying to have you just play the game and then go automatically to multiplayer. Now, when Bungie made the game, it was like, oh, it's like it made you want to play the campaign. It made you want to play the campaign and then go into multiplayer. And then for some people, they just automatically go to the multiplayer. They don't just play the campaign for real. Like for some of the Call of Duty games, they don't play the campaign like that for real. They just go straight into multiplayer. But now Call of Duty, what they're doing, they're actually telling a story now. They not actually telling a story. They've been telling stories with their old games, but like with these new games, they trying to go back to the roots and have these storytelling type of games, and then have you play the multiplayer, which the multiplayer will have sometimes will have like stories within it. And I just feel like that's what 343 is falling behind on. And if Microsoft sits there and if the rumor is real, if Microsoft try to get Bungie back to work on Halo will be back at its roots. And then on top of that, guess what, right? Destiny. I know there's a lot of people that love Destiny, and they sit there and try to say Destiny is better than Halo, which is not. It is not.
I love Destiny's Child, no cap.
Okay, anyway, not only Xbox will have Halo as an Xbox exclusive, and then have Bungie with Destiny. Oh yeah, nah. PlayStation will be done right there. PlayStation will be done.
And a little birdie told me, if y'all been paying attention, you know what I'm saying, Xbox they're trying to get in partnership with Nintendo. So hey.
And then on top of that, I was actually watching the evolution of Xbox on it's a YouTuber. The YouTube is called Flat Life, and they did a whatchamacallit, evolution of Xbox, and they sat there and in the video, at the very last of the video, they was like, yeah, so they sat there and Xbox saying that their competitors are really not PlayStation and Nintendo. Is really right now is Google and Amazon with cloud gaming. And when I saw that, when I heard that, I sat there, I was like, dang, you're right. That's why they doing cloud gaming and having you try to have so much storage and all that type of stuff to have more games and just be playing the download games and stuff, so you don't have to do CDs and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, like that's actually a smart move. So, but we're gonna go ahead and end this good podcast. I think this was a good outtake on the topics. And we hope that y'all enjoyed these podcasts for real. Like, we really hope that y'all enjoyed these podcasts. We hope that y'all enjoyed this video. We hope that y'all are having a good day or night whenever y'all see this. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the hidden Kaminari village. If you are a recent subscriber and you're watching this video, welcome. I hope y'all enjoyed the vibe, and thank y'all for subscribing. Hit that like button, smash the like button, and comment under this video on what topic that you think that we should hit the most, and what was your favorite topic of the whole video. And yeah, man, if you haven't subscribed to Jeffrey's brother Jariah YouTube, go ahead and do so. Hit the like button on his videos, and we out.